everything happens so fast. People are running, they're splitting, they're screaming, and then I just hear pop, 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 pop. And it's like it's continuous. It just keeps going and going and going. As I'm trying to run out the club, I'm looking towards the back and the side of me, and I'm seeing people drop and people screaming and trying to get out of that simple door that I was trying to get out of. The shooter's just going off. I'm talking about like this noise was just continuous. Like the magazines were dropping and he was locking and loading again, dropping, locking, loading. Me and a buddy of mine, we see a gate where we think we can kick it open so that a lot of people can get out of there, because not everybody, you know, because of their weight or other things, couldn't jump over. So we're kicking down the fence and we finally get it kicked down. My leg gets stuck on the fence and I fall to the floor. As I fall to the floor, everyone sees an exit, so everyone's panicking, they're scared, they're running, and as they were running, people are running over me. They're stepping on my neck, my chest, my leg was just, I was in so much pain that I couldn't move. So the only thing I knew how to do while I was hearing all this going on was to call my mother, because I thought that I was going to die. I heard the shots coming closer and closer. So as I called my mother, I picked up the phone and called her. She answered and the phone died. In that moment, I didn't have anyone there. Everyone was already out. I mean, other than the people that were in the club and everything. I thought I was gonna die. Some guy out of nowhere comes up and he kind of helps me up, and he picks me up and he kind of brings me down to the 7-Eleven and sits me down there. I ended up in so much pain that I had to go to the hospital, and while I'm just sitting in the hospital and I'm seeing all the names come down of all my friends being, you know, dying, and all I could remember was me seeing them that night. You know, who would have ever thought that that would be the last time that I would see them? So in the midst of all that, like, God showed His grace on my life, His love, you know, and of course a praying mother, because my mother, she used to pray and pray and pray. What made me leave the lifestyle was, I guess, the final step when I found out that I was HIV positive. So God had to go really deep, deep to catch me. So, you know, when a lot of people, they question me and they talk about me, I'm like, if you only knew what my God did, if you only knew where He took me out of, I'd probably be still sleeping around and probably, you know, with an STD or something else. And I know that's not everyone's story, but that's mine, and that's what led me back to Christ. There has to be more to life than this, and I fell on my knees and I said, God, I don't know how you're gonna do this, but I give everything up to you. No matter how that looks like, even if you take me and I still remain gay or still remain doing this is how I'm coming to you with everything. And in the midst of that, that's when the process started happening, and automatically, out of nowhere, my desires became less and less, to where I turned back and I was like, wow, that is no longer a struggle. That is no longer an issue in my life. And again, that came along with spiritual guidance and people pouring into my life from the church. And, you know, like I said, if I wouldn't have any of that, I don't know where I'd be.
I found out that He was the only man in my life that would die for me. He's the only man in my life that would be faithful to me. But it was through His love, not religion, but relationship, that I found Jesus.